our dogs, Sophia.
Hi, my name is Doug, and this is Maurice, and we're from Lower Burl.
And these are standard poodles. They're going to be 5 years old in March. They're brother and sister. We've had Maurice since he was 9 weeks old, and we got Sophia when she was 4 months old. And we were in Mr.O's 3-hour class to help with a few behaviors here at home. And we learned about Mr.O from the sign on Leechburg Road, as well as his website, and a few people that I work with. Well, after I spoke with Mr.O, I really felt he had a genuine nature. I liked his demeanor, and I really felt that we could trust him, and he really cared about the dogs. After talking with a few other trainers, at the time that we were searching for some solutions for our problem, we really related to his philosophy and felt like it was going to be positive for our dogs. The only problem we were having was their greeting visitors at the door. And they were very assertive, jumping, barking, especially with little kids. A lot of frustration for my husband and I, because when people came, we found ourselves getting angry, having to raise our voices. You couldn't greet guests appropriately. And it was sad because the guests didn't get to know our dogs. They're really great dogs, and they couldn't even get to know the dogs. So we tried different things. On our own, we tried, should we put them in their crates when people come? But they would hear voices upstairs and they would start barking. It sounded like we had about 15 dogs in our basement, barking and howling, so you couldn't even converse because they were not relaxed in their crate when people came. We tried using the leashes and the leaders, and that didn't work very well either. While it worked well outside of the home, inside of the home when guests were coming in, they still just got entirely too crazy, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it was kind of becoming a safety issue because of little kids coming by and elderly people coming by. We couldn't have them jumping up and potentially knocking one down and somebody getting hurt.
The 3-hour class started off with one other person, so there are 3 people maximum that come to the class, so we really liked that. And during that time, of course, we met the other dogs and had a good understanding of what was going to occur during the class. So Mr.O spoke to us in a group and explained what was going to happen during the class. Also explained his philosophy of the use with the slip collar. And we were fitted for one of those. And we were explained how to use it. Mm-hmm. Anything?
We were a little skeptical about the slip knot or the slip collars, only because we've never used them before, and we were afraid that maybe the dogs would be hurt by using them with the method of training. But Mr. O explained that the dogs weren't going to be injured with the use of these collars, and these are really good tool to use to try to correct their behavior.
Yes, and we, while apprehensive at first, quickly learned that if you use it appropriately, it's not at all an injury to the dog. I was amazed at how quickly they responded to him, and the rapport that was established, the respect that was established, and that then Mr. O could teach us how to do that. Because I think one thing you have to be open to, and we were very open to, was not only the slip collar approach and philosophy, but also understanding that what we're doing or not doing is impacting how they're behaving. It was achieved in a 3-hour class, and Mr. O offered support to come to the home, and he did come to the home once and supported us through having people come to the door. But we saw significant changes from the class, and with that one visit to our home, our lives are changed. So during the class, it was really back to basics. We learned sit, wait, walking on a loose lead, walking at heel, sit, stay. But I think the one thing that really worked for us was just learning that respectability and that no means no. Because in so many circumstances, especially the one with greeting people at the door, that was very important to us. And I wasn't sure. They were 4.5 years old when we went to the class. Could we retrain them? Because at that point we were really just living with behavior that we were not pleased with.
Yeah, bad habits that were already established, and not seemingly correctable.
Well, now we have stress-free greeting at the door, and I think the biggest trial for that was not only our practices we had with people stopping over and kind of reprogramming stage of getting them to understand and respecting what we have to say, and that no does mean no. But the biggest test for that was when we hosted Thanksgiving. And we had little kids here, we had elderly here, we had a person with a walker here, people coming in and out at different times. There was never one issue. We were able to greet people appropriately. They were able to mix and mingle throughout the entire day. It was amazing.
And the thing is, we had to commit to it. Mr.O told us it was going to be about a 10-day reprogramming of the dogs, and we committed to that. Certainly for those 10 days and beyond, and we held fast to using the corrections appropriately and inviting people over to test them. And once we got past that reprogramming period, things went very well, and things continue to go splendidly.
They're even walking better outside. Prior to that, we were using gentle leaders, which worked beautifully. We take them a lot of places with us, but we feel a lot more comfortable with this because they're not maybe itching at the gentle leader, or it's not bothering them, and they're walking beautifully on a loose lead. We walk them around the neighborhood, we take them other places, and they're more comfortable.
Plus, we feel we have more control with these slip collars, by the way, too.
We would, and we have. In fact, just over Christmas, we were having a lengthy discussion with someone who's planning to call Mr.O. Absolutely, hands down, we would refer.
I think it's been a wonderful experience for us and the dogs to go through the program. It was a fast program, so to speak, with the 3-hour program, but Mr.O has continued to support us through the efforts here, even in ongoing months afterwards. And he means what he says, and he'll do anything he can to make sure these dogs, or any dog for that matter, is going to behave as they were taught in his classes.
Well, and I think too, the 3-hour class, he's not adhering to the time, he's adhering to the dog's achievement. We were there almost 4 hours. So he cares. Oh no, they were not afraid. They responded to him immediately.
And I respected what he was wanting to accomplish with them, and they were very attentive to what he was trying to get them to do, and I think that was the main thing.
In fact, when he first took Maurice and was walking with him, we were amazed at how Maurice was looking at him and responding to him immediately, like just watching him to see what he wanted from him.